Hello and welcome to Angie B Crafts. Thank you very much for joining me. So today I'm going to do a little bit of a follow-on of things that you can do in relation to using up prints that you've made using the shaving foam technique. So these are some of the prints that I have from the previous videos that I've made. If you haven't seen them, please feel free to pop over and have a look. So these are from two separate videos, which is why they're clipped. And I thought, seeing as we're in December now, that I would do something a bit Christmassy. So this is an idea that I've decided to use. I don't usually make Christmas cards. I'm just not into making Christmas cards. And the other thing is, I've actually, in the move to Orkney, lost so much of my Christmas stuff. I don't know where it is. I've not come across it yet. So what I thought I would do is show you a really simple way of making a card. So I have got just an A5 card here, and what I'm going to do, first things first, has anyone ever looked at a card that's got a pre-score and you fold it and it's got that little lip on that edge? I've always looked at that, and then half the time I've trimmed it off and gone, that shouldn't be there. Turns out it should. So a little bit of education there. It's actually designed to enable you to lift the card open more easily. I've just now managed to put snurges onto this one, so I will get another one out. But yeah, that's what it's for. It's so that you can more easily open it without having to try and flick it up, because there's a little bit of a lip. So there you go. So I'm going to be using a little card. I'm going to go with the ready looking ones to start with and see how we get on. So we have reds and oranges here and a little bit of pink. I think I'm going to go with this as the main one and see where we get with this, and we might need some of these, and then I'm going to use this as another part of the same card. So what my plan is, I'm getting lots of mica off me from this one, which is why I'm getting snurgy. So anyway, this is really simple. This is no cut, not really much of a brain technique, which is why it's good for me. So I'm literally just going to start tearing into it, and the idea is that we end up with 4 or maybe 5 different lines of the coloured piece of paper, and it's going to go inwards slightly in size, and the theory then is we have a Christmas tree. So that's my plan. Let's see what happens, because it doesn't always go according to plan. I hope everyone's all ready for a lovely, lovely Christmas. But I'm not remotely organised. We're now on, as I'm recording this, we're on about, I think, the 15th of December, and I've only just sent a gift to Dubai. Don't think that's going to be arriving in time for Christmas, but never mind. So piece number 1. So the next one you want to be slightly smaller, so I'm going to take it to about here. So it's going to come in about 1/2 centimetre or just a bit more on each side. So what I'm going to do is very simply tear it round like so. So I'm not worrying. I know when I've done tearing before, I've said think about what you're going to have here and what you're going to have here, so that you don't, or you do get the white, depending on what you're after. With this I'm not bothered. I like the variety of it, so I'm not stressing about that, because if you do stress about it, you're going to end up losing a lot more of your functional paper. So again, I'm going to come up here, take it across so it's about 1/2 centimetre in on each side, and tear it again. That one's maybe a little bit fat, but hey ho. And then with this one, I'm thinking I can get away with using this spare piece here. So don't assume you have to just go straight. So that's, again, it's a little bit fat, so I'll tear that down. That one's definitely too fat. Looks like it's been on the Christmas pudding already. Okay, so there we have the beginnings of a Christmas card. Yeah, quite simple. Now what I do need is some inks. So the ink that I've chosen to go with is Distress ink, and this is Spiced Marmalade. And this is it. I don't think the box of this does it service. I think it's a much prettier colour than it appears when you see it on the top. And I'm going to intentionally do this onto a piece of paper. you can do it onto a separate sheet. The only reason I'm doing that is because I know I'm bringing in a white card, so I don't want to then put my white card straight on top of where I've put ink. So I'm just using one of the makeup brushes. Again, you'll see me use these a few times in videos. I think they're brilliant. I think they're really, really good for applying ink. And all I'm doing is just trying to cover in these edges a little bit and finish it off. Okay, I'm thinking this brush maybe hasn't been cleaned, but hey ho, it doesn't matter, it still looks okay to me. What I like about doing things like this, and I've quite often done it, is when you finish you look at what's behind and end up thinking, actually that's quite nice, I can use that for something. Actually, looking at that, I don't really think it's the brush that's the problem, I think it's the ink pad. So this is the general gist of it. You're just going to go around each of the edges, and it's just a finishing touch. You don't have to be overly careful or precious, it is just to finish them off. Pop the lid back on there and pop it to one side. So we have our 4 pieces of Christmas tree. Now we need some glue, so I've got my Mod Podge, which I can't undo, there we go, and a paintbrush. Oh, talking of paintbrushes, I've discovered something really good for cleaning paintbrushes, which I will be doing a video on because I'm so impressed. I am seriously impressed. It's a soap, it was on the craft store with Lou Withers, and I've seen it a couple of times now and gone, oh, I wonder if that's any good. And I had a couple of brushes that were heading towards the bin or to be recycled into a project, and I just thought I'll get it and I'll give it a go. Oh, it's brilliant. It has enlivened several of my brushes, so I will be doing a video on it. I would tell you the name of it, but off the top of my head I can't actually remember it, but it is really good, so I'll show you a video of it. Not quite sure how I'll do that because I need to do it at a sink, but I'll figure it out. So these are my really simple cards, and I'm doing this for pretty much all my cards this year. I've done a couple for immediate family that are a bit different, but generally if you get a card off me this year it's going to look something like this. If you get a card off me this year you're very lucky, because I'm sending maybe half a dozen, that is all. Now I've gone a little bit too high up on that, but I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. And I've put a smudge on, but that's a bit of glue, so that will rub off. I've just put glue all over my mat. I'm so good at this. Oh, such a professional. Let me get a raggy and just clean that glue off my mat. So it's useful if you then put your brush that you're using for glue down rather than waft it about all over your mat. It's not the best. Right, so we've got a bit of a Christmas tree effect going on here. And now I want a base, I want a little pot. So this is what I've kept this for, because it's the same colours. We've not moved away from the colours, but it's more solid, which is what I'm after. So, simple way to do it. Get your scissors, cut up, cut across, cut up, there we have a pot. And it's in keeping in colours. I do like this card, it's so simple. So it really is a 5-minute card. It's taking me longer because I'm waffling, but if you're doing it yourself, you just get it. Once you get into batch making, I think it's going to be such an easy card to make. Now if you want to, you can go ahead and decorate it with glitter pens. You can put little gems on it as baubles. The thing that I've chosen to put on the top of mine are these sheets of jewels, and I have had these for about 100 years, so I have no idea where I got them from. I really couldn't tell you, but I just think that they are a nice sparkly top to a very simple Christmas card. So there it is. As I say, if you want to, you can add in little bits of tinsel with a gel pen, a sparkly pen, or even just a white gel pen. You can put other little, if you wanted to, you could add extra little baubles on. But it's a very simplistic card that just means you can very quickly batch make and send out to people. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.